Hey guys, what's going on? Clash Num 69 here. Back at you again with another war attack video, guys. This is coming from yours truly. I'm attacking this rushed Town Hall 8. Much like Town Hall 7. It's got the extra wizard right there. But this is pretty much like Town Hall 7, so I want to build that to put the main squad dragon. You can see me run mass dragon on this base. But I want to go ahead and tell you this is the first time I'm playing mass dragon ever on this event. And spell placement is so, that's what I'm talking about in the world. Spell placement is terrible with this last range. It's going to be spell placement on my squad. I'll talk about that in just a second. Restart Town Hall 8. So you don't rush, guys. You know what it is.
메시지만 읽고 확인 안 하는 건 기본. 너무 신이 나고 이러다가 지칠까봐 걱정되긴 하고. 안 그럼 내가 빠질 것만 같아. 답장을 못해줬어 미안해. 친구를 만나느라 샤샤샤 만나기 좀 그렇고 미안해. 좀 이따 연락할게 later. 저러지마 어디 가지 않아. 헤어질 거야 baby. 너무 빨리 싫어 성인을 더 보여. 내가 널 기다려줄게. Turn up baby 좀 더 힘을 내. 여다가 쉽게 마음을 주면 안 돼. 그래야 네가 날 더 좋아하게 될걸. 해연하게 연기할래 아무렇지 않게. 내가 널 좋아하는 방문을 해. Just get together and then baby turn up. 넌 네가 좋아. 상처 입을까봐 걱정되지 마. 여자니까 이해해주길. 속마음 들킬까봐 고민아. 지금처럼 조금만 더 다가와. 그리 오래 걸리진 않아. Just get together and then baby turn up. Yeah, real man, yeah. Gotta see you love me like a real man. Be a man, yeah. Real man, yeah. Gotta see you love me like a real man. Shut up baby 좀 더 힘을 내. 여다가 쉽게 마음을 주면 안 돼. 그래야 네가 날 더 좋아하게 될걸. 해연하게 연기할래 아무렇지 않게. 내가 널 좋아하는 맘 모르게. Just get together and then baby turn up.
Now, the full thing to note with this attack is Bubba drops the Barbarian King up here. Now, this is out of the way of a couple of different defenses, so that allows his Barbarian King to survive just long enough, once he goes and rages, to take out a few key structurals. This is what is known as creating a trench and guiding your dragons. He drops a dragon down here to go and create a noble trench. So essentially what he's creating is a trench on each side, if you want to think of this as more or less a fire line to go and control the fire of the dragons. That's a bit ironic. Anyways, you're going and looking at this from the standpoint of the game pathing engine. This is what is known as controlling the flux of the flow of units. This allows you to go and control the width and the amount, the speed which the troops will actually go through the base, and it really helps to go and concentrate dragons, to go and make sure that they punch into the coral. You use rage spells to help guide them along here. Rage spells help in doing this because they'll go and destroy everything outside of the rage spell very quickly, and then they'll move on to a building on the other side of it very normally. What this is essentially walking your dragons through the base. Once you go and walk your dragons through the base, the best you can hope for is a 2 or 3 star depending upon how many dragons you have left over, and if you got all the air defenses, then you should be able to go and take out the base and get a full 3 star, such as in this case. But if the base is far more spread out instead of being as dense as this one was, you're going to be looking at a big difference when it comes to percentage of damage done. Typically it'll actually be between 80 and 90% once you go and have a spread out base which has been able to go and have dragons punch through the core. Now let's go and look at the width which he used. This width was essentially 3 army barracks wide. So that's a pretty normal width, which a lot of people use for th8s. You can use it only 2, which is a bit more focused, more concentrated, but then you have issues with 2 to 3 of your dragons going off to the top or going to the bottom instead of going into the core. So you have to be very careful and use those rage spells as soon as possible to go and make sure that your dragons focus themselves into the core. Once you take out the core, that should be able to go and give you 2 stars. The one dragon which you dropped on the outside here will go and be able to get you that 50% very easily most of the time. Getting the 3 star like this is much more harder to do because you have to be able to drop all the rage spells very well sequentially to make sure that they punch through the core. Can't really emphasize that point enough. You have to go and punch into the core, wipe the core out, take out the AD, and then once you're done with the AD, everything else should be a walk in the park. Let's go on to another attack here. Now please note that that last attack used some balloons. We're going to look and see how th8 used balloons to go and do something a little bit different. Now once more again, this looks like he's just going and organizing his attack using ultras to go and clear out some buildings on the outside. This isn't where he's going to be dropping the dragon terrible. This is where he's dropping his balloons. Now take a note on the design of this base. You have 2 weak points. You have the north hand side where there's an AD which is very easily exposed and would be pretty easy to go and attack once you go and take out the tower over here. And then there's this one which has an ultra tower leading directly to the AD. This allows 5 to 6 balloons to be dropped and go and take out that ultra tower, and then it'll go in and take out that AD. This saves him a lot of lightning spells, and in turn this allows him to go and use the same technique beforehand using the Barbarian King to go and control the flux of his dragons, and then he uses a second dragon to go and control the speed and the force which the dragons are going to go and be rushing through the base. He did this one very wide using 2 different groups of dragons because those 2 different ADs. This worked out perfectly probably as he planned, to go and take out the 2 ADs quickly, efficiently, and then push on through the rest of the base. Note how he did not use sequential rage spells to push into the core because he was focusing the rage spells on getting into the AD and taking the AD out. That's very much so important to do in a base design like this where the core is not directly surrounded by AD, and that there isn't much in the middle to go and worry about. There aren't any focus defenses. The ultra towers are all on the outside, so as soon as you get the AD, it's typically a walk in the park to go and take out a base like this. Pretty much the key thing to go and realize here is that most bases aren't going to be as badly designed as this, at least I hope not when it comes to anyone in Reddit Storm. You got to remember that the pathing on a lot of units are going to go and allow them to do cheap little tricks like this, to where you can essentially take out something which normally, if it was a well-designed base, you wouldn't ever go and see get taken out. Just remember, when it comes to the mass dragon rush strategies, the Barbarian King is used to help go and control the initial attack and the size, and depending upon what direction he goes is the direction you're going to be dropping a dragon on the other side. So if the Barbarian King went up and over, then you drop a dragon up here to go and control it, and it depends upon where and how fast you want your dragons to go through it. where you actually drop that false dragon. The dragon attacks are very much effective for th8s. For th9s, it's going to be a bit of a different story. You're looking at 2 stalls at best because you almost always have to go and focus your H spells into punching into the core no matter what to go and get that th. And then once you go and get the th, you'll be focusing on the AD outside of that, unless the AD are very much exposed, which I've come across a lot of bases which are terribly exposed, even for Clan War. So th9s are pretty much the highest level you can really effectively use dragon attacks, unless the th10 base which you're facing somehow never went and built Infernal Towers. Single fire Infernal Towers are the bane of any dragon's existence, so make sure to never attack any of those type of bases unless you have a free spell. If you have a free spell, tons of rage spells, go for it, have fun, see if you can get 2 stalls. It's very rare to go and get 2 stalls against th10s with a Mass Dragon strategy. th9s is very hard because that 4th AD gives them a unilateral defense instead of an asymmetrical, so it's less imbalanced. That balance is very important for th9s to go and have and control, and if they don't have that, then that base is typically going to be something which will be wiped out by a Mass Dragon strategy. But the downside to that is that it's not going to be 3 stalled most of the time. You have a huge amount of HP difference between th8 and th9 buildings overall, so you're looking at a difference in base density and size, which is why th7s and th8s are so weak to Mass Dragon strategies. The size allows the flux of the units to go directly into the core, take out the ADs, and then the rest of the structures have little to no defense. Also, you don't have the seeking arrow mines, they pretty much take out dragons in 1 hit, and if they don't, then the defensive structures can typically take out the dragons in a few hits after that. So that's a couple of key differences to go and note when going and planning your attack against a base. Is it a th8? Yes. If so, the Mass Dragon strategy is for you. Any thoughts, any questions, just post in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to go and answer them. As I said, this is the first video which I've done in a long time, so please forgive me if I'm a little bit rambling on. Okay, everyone have a good day. Keep on clashing, guys.